then the neurology, like that you don't go by that. You go by the general statements of health. Entire health is considered in general. That is how you go by. That is called general health. So that is how philosophy operates. That's why people who claim to be students of philosophy, students are teachers of philosophy. They should rise above these particulars. So you become part of a sect, part of a sectarian worship, and at the same time you claim to be a philosopher. It's a contradiction. So once you are a philosopher, you are done with particulars, because particulars are divisive, fragmentary, and they prevent you from seeing the truth, because truth is not particular. Because by the time you make the truth particular, it is limited in space or time or both, and hence it is not truth anymore. Therefore, the students of philosophy should have a broader vision in which the particular is kept aside. All fragmentary thinking is just ignored, and you rise above that. That's why in Upanishadic philosophy, no effort is made to particularize anything. What is the origin of the universe? No effort is made to make it particular, like Shiva, Rama, Krishna. Don't make any such thing, because you don't know. The people of Ayodhya don't like Vrindavan guys very much, and vice versa. Once there was a huge fight in Vrindavan. They had put all figures in a step-by-step kind of thing, you know. Like that with the wood you make one step, on a higher step, higher step, higher step, like that make a wooden contraption and put all figures. They do that. A silly thing to do, but they do that. And then somebody put Rama on the top position. Then immediately a devotee, a Vrindavan devotee, he went and pulled, hey, this is not Ayodhya. What are you doing? So he pulled Rama and put down and take Rama, Krishna and put there. And then the Ayodhya guy became angry. Who put the Rama in the first place there? These two were fighting. And people joined them, some on this side and some on that side. So don't assume that I am against Rama or Krishna. I am not against anything. I am saying try to rise above the particulars. If you are a philosopher, worth the salt. So generalizations. I am preparing the audience for dealing with a very tremendous generalization. So you see, the prayer is Satyam Param Dhimahi. That is the prayer. The superior or the supreme reality, Satyam. We contemplate upon that. Now what is that supreme reality? No. Leave it at that. Don't make it a particular. Because the poet could easily say Ramam Param Dhimahi. He would become Ayodhya sect. Or he could easily say Krishnam Param Dhimahi. Or he could easily say Shivam Param Dhimahi. Then all these Ramakrishna people will move away from there. That's why he did not say anything like that. He said Satyam Param Dhimahi. Upanishad also, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, they use the word Brahma. Brahma is the most non-particular word. Most general word is Brahma. Bruha bruhi vruddhau. From that comes Brahman. In Brahman, the word man is not a word. It is a suffix, it is. Somebody, he said, man is the mind. Hindi, Hindi man is mind. In Sanskrit, man is not mind. In Sanskrit, mind is manas. Manas is the pratipadika. You don't call man in Sanskrit. In Hindi, they call man. But it is not Hindi, it is Sanskrit. Therefore it is not mind, it is a pratyaya, a suffix. The suffix is also manin, and that manin in will go, and man remains. Bruh becomes, there is a ru becomes ra. So rang adesha or some such thing. So it becomes Brahman. Therefore, that is a digression. So don't assume that it is man. Man. It is not man. It is a suffix. Brahman means that which pervades all. That is the meaning. Now, that which pervades all means what? That is that which is not limited. That is the meaning. So, it is not a sectarian name. It is not Krishna, the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. It is not like that. What do you mean by the son of Devaki and I am the son of such, and Krishna is the son of Devaki and Vasudeva? What do you mean by that? That cannot be philosophy, you know. That can only be some story. So, therefore, the most general statements are presented in the Upanishads. People cannot handle all those statements because you need a very sharp power of understanding, and also you have to think and find out. So people are not interested in thinking and find out. You make a formula and give them, they follow it. Therefore, many formulas are made. Rama formula, Krishna formula, Shiva formula. They are good enough. 3 nice formulae. But we come out with some more formulae. And then as if these formulae are not enough, some formulae are imported also. So like this formula thing goes on. Not like that. In philosophy, the most general statement. Chandogya says, this is the yatra nanyat pashyati. Before that it is said, yatra anyonyat pashyet, anyonyad vijaniyat tadalpam. Yatra means yasmin kale, yasmin deshe, or yasyam avasthayam. In which time or in which state of mind, in which state. The other sees the other. Means the seeing one is the other, the seen is the other. The subject-object division. So the subject sees the object. Anyaha anyat pashyet. You see, the Upanishad doesn't even use the word drashta drishya or jnata jnaya. It simply says anyaha anyat pashyet. The other sees the other. There is division. He is the other. The seer is the other. Other means you should show apadana. Whenever you use the word anya, you have to point out apadana. Other from what? So the seer or the knower other than the known. And the known other than the knower. This is the knower-known duality. So that is how the cognition is happening. Yatraha anyonyat pashyet. Generally, pashyet means not only seeing, seeing is knowing. In that sense, the word pashyet is used. Drishir prakshane. Drishir alone becomes a pashya. Pashya is the adesha. So to see. In Sanskrit, to see is same as to know. That is how we deal with it. But to make it very clear, the anyonyat pashyet is followed by anyonyat vijaniyat. The other knows the other. So, I am the one who knows, namely the knower. I know the other, namely the known. Tadalpam. That is all pretty, not pretty, pity. Could be pretty occasionally, but that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about pity. That is pity. Pity means the vision is pity, the thinking is pity. It is not big, it is not much. Because, why it is not much? Because of the division. Because it is anyaha anyad vijaniyat. The other knows the other. That is pity. Then what is the opposite of alpam? Bhuma. That is the bhuma vidya. Sadvidya followed by bhuma vidya. Then what is bhuma? yatra nanyat pashyati, nanyad vijanati, savai bhuma. Bhuma is pumlinga, that's why sa. So, where the other does not see the other does not know the other, that is bhuma. Bhuma is limitless. Because the fundamental limitation, meaning division, of the subject-object or the knower-known is negated. Na yatra nanyat pashyati, nanyad vijanati, savai bhuma. And then it further says, yadalpam tanmartyam, yovai bhuma tatsukham. Whatever is the petty, that is perishable, martyam. That will die, leaving you high and dry, unhappy, bound. Yovai bhuma, whatever is the limitless, that is ananda. Sukham is used as ananda there. Tat sukham. So this is so by remaining in the divisive thinking, by remaining as part of the division, means you continue to engage in fragmentary thinking. I am saying it quite a few times. Fragmentary thinking. I am the one, that is the other. I am the one who knows, that is the other, that is the known. So, I am this body-mind. The other body-minds are all different. I am the one who knows, and they are the ones who are known. Like that. So, I am the one who knows the God, and God is the one who is known to me. So, you make a division between you and the God. You are okay, you are petty anyway, because you look at the world as the other. And therefore you are petty even while looking at the God as the other. But while you establish yourself as petty, you make the God petty too. Because now God is limited. So if you are satisfied with that kind of a God, welcome, you are welcome to your God. But in Upanishads, we are not satisfied with that kind of a petty God. Alpam. The God that is limited is not acceptable to us. We want the unlimited. That's why we are Brahmavadinaha. We are not Alpavadinaha. We are not Martyavadinaha. We are Amrutavadinaha. Therefore, so where this otherness, the fragmentariness is not there in the vision, that is the realization, that is the bhuma. So this is the point which is before me. This is a very important topic it is. It's a conundrum, they say. Conundrum means Vishama Ghattaha. So a tough subject to deal with. I'm not saying it to you, I'm saying it to myself. I have to do carefully, I have to do a job of it. I will try to do it, but then you should be open-minded too. It is not enough that I do a job, but suppose you are not open-minded. Why that doubt? Because I have that doubt, I have reasons for the doubt. Because people, they pick up some concepts here and there in the name of Vedanta, and they get stuck with those concepts. And therefore, they are unable to move forward, because already they are stuck. So, the pramana, this and that, all those ideas are sitting in the head, they become obstacles, because what I am going to talk is not going to respect all those things. So, therefore I have made my mind clear about it, because I have to do a job, you know. I cannot run by tying up ropes around my legs. So I need my legs to be free to run. And therefore, so don't allow, you know quite a few things. I admit that, and I bow my head to that also. But for a while you keep your knowledge aside and keep the mind empty and see. It makes some sense. So that is how you have to proceed. Let us look at what is called jnanam. Jnanam is the knowing. You know, jnana is the knowing. Now this jnana is of two types. That is the topic, you know. Yatra anyaha anyat pashyati, that is jnanam. Yatra nanyat pashyati, now what is that? Now, is it jnanam? Then if the other sees the other is also jnanam, but there is no other to see, that is also jnanam, because pashyati word is used, you know. If that is also, is it ajnanam then? No, it cannot be ajnana, because yatra nanyat pashyati nanyat vijanati savai bhuma na vijanati, that is not ajnana. If it is ajnana, how would it be bhuma? Therefore, it is not the ajnana, it is something beyond the jnana, not ajnana. Therefore, this jnana, you have to come to terms with it. So, jnana, the knowing, the knowing. Knowing is of two kinds. Right away, aindriyakam jnanam, and the knowing of yourself. You know through the sense organs and the mind, through the instrumentality called pramana. Pramana means the tool of knowing. Pramiyate anena iti pramanam. You know what is the definition of pramanam? Pramakaranam pramanam. Karanam vyutpatti it is. With this you come to know. And what is knowing there? Prama is the word is used, you know. Pra is upasarga, knowing well. That is pra. But then you are left with the dhatu, ma. Ma, it is mang. Mang mane. You see, knowing is limiting, you know that? Mang mane. Mana is measurement. Knowing is limiting. Knowing is measuring. Right? Like, you see, the father, he wants to give his daughter to a prospective bridegroom. And now he is knowing the bridegroom. That is what he is doing, right? So what is he doing now? He is knowing means what? He is measuring. Is he tall or short? My daughter is a medium height. If he is short, not acceptable. So he must be medium height or tall. Is he knowing or measuring? Arey wahi hai. What is knowing is measuring. That is the pramana. What are you talking about pramana as if it is such a wonderful thing? You are measuring it. And I ask you one thing. Whatever is measured by you, will it be limited or unlimited? So you use your pramana and know something. Will it be limited or unlimited? Then Brahma is limited or unlimited? Then what pramana are you talking about? अरे थोड़ा दिमाग होना है. No, not like that. You come to the point then. Then it is not like that. There must be something more to it. Therefore, don't flaunt pramana. Here is the pramana and I will know Brahman with it. Don't flaunt. Because by flaunting you are not doing any justice to it. Pause. You know pause. In the computer, they say pause. Think. And come out of the contradiction. Because if you say there is something pramana, even if that pramana is shastra, and then the moment you say shastra is pramanam, there are a dozen fellows waiting there. We also have shastra. That is also pramana. If your shastra is pramana, our shastra is what? So they will tear you to pieces. Therefore, Advaitam Shastram Pramanam. Then all the Visishtadvaita and Advaita people will come with the sticks and beat you. They are very powerful also. Therefore, don't flaunt this pramana too much. So come out of the high horse. Can I say like that, high horse? Come down. Jnanam is of two kinds. Jnanam, which is through the instrumentality of the mind and sense organs. Sense organs and mind, they work in tandem. And the jnanam, you come to know, which is same as you measure. And the yardstick by which you measure is called pramanam. So, I look at a person, oh, he is not tall enough. That means you have a yardstick in your mind, tall, short. Using that you have measured him. Then, no, this boy is tall enough, he will be all right for my daughter. So that is how the bridegroom is selected. Then my daughter passed MA. What is his education? He is BA. No, he is not fit for my daughter. No, he is PhD. Yeah, he is fit. Now the yardstick has changed. Yardstick is qualification, degree qualification. I am an upper middle class. What is the bridegroom? He is lower middle. Oh no, not for our bride. Now the yardstick has changed again. Now you have a yardstick in your head and use it all the time to measure. And you say you are knowing. You are not knowing really, you are measuring. This measuring, it has become knowing. And you use a very similar or a different kind of yardstick to measure gods and goddesses also. They do that. They say the Tirupati god is superior to the Kalahasti god. Why? Because the Kalahasti god doesn't fulfill our desires, so the Tirupati god fulfills. Now your yardstick has changed. Anyway, so without this is how people, is this philosophy? What is philosophy in that? Therefore, the jnanam is pramana-janyam jnanam. Use a measuring stick or a yardstick, the instrument, which is the sense organs and the mind. In tandem, the mind and sense organs. When you say, I see, it is the mind which sees through the eyes. It is the mind which hears through the ears, like that. It is the mind which picks up the smell through the nose. All the time, mind and sense organs in tandem. That is the instrument. Through that instrument you get jnanam. That jnanam is called aindriyaka jnanam. Okay? There is another jnana. That is, you know without this instrumentality, you know. You know. Means there is a knowing in which the mind and sense organs are not involved. Then who knows? You know. You know. Now I ask you, do you know at all without the involvement of mind and sense organs or not? You know? Suppose you are silent, quiet, peaceful. You know it or not? And how do you know? With the mind you know. Mind is silent, you know. With the sense organs you know that you are peaceful and happy and quiet. No. You know. Therefore there is a different level of knowing in which the mind and sense organs are not involved. Did you ever pay attention to this fact? Now, what is the proof? Arepa, what proof can I bring? You are the proof. You decide whether you are the proof or not. This is Adhyatma Vidya. In Adhyatma Vidya, you are the subject matter, and you are the instrument, and you are the proof. You are everything. Therefore, you know things by seeing, by listening, by touching, by picking up the smell, etc. You know things by exercising the mind, using the mind. Think and know. That is not the end of the story. You know things, you know, even without the involvement of the mind. You know. I ask you, you know yourself. Do you know yourself or not? Yes. The answer is yes. Don't say no. Because the one who says no is yourself then. So that becomes a contradiction. So, you know yourself. Now, how do you know yourself? By looking at yourself, you know yourself? No, because by closing the eyes also you know yourself. By thinking you know yourself? No, because by stopping thinking also you know yourself. This is where Vedantins differ from Descartes. You know, you heard the name Descartes? He's a great philosopher. He's a great philosopher, mathematician from France. That's why in his spelling there is a S at the end, but we drop the S. In French language, we go on dropping things. Therefore, write yes and drop it. That is French. So now I know French. You see, once I said, they met at the Randajvas. Then a person in Saraswathi, he came and told me, Swamiji, it is not Randajvas. Then I said, what are you talking? It is Randajvas. No, you have to drop. So what should I drop? Entire jvas you have to drop. Then how should I say? Rendezvous you have to say. Rendezvous. Not even re. Rendezvous. You have to say rendezvous. I like rendezvous. Because you look at the dictionary. You cannot mistake, now you cannot mistake what I am saying. If I say rendezvous, then you will what is he said? You will get a doubt. But I said rendezvous. Now you don't have any doubt. Anyway, so the point is, the Descartes, the philosopher, he said, I think, therefore I am. That is how he said. But Ramana Maharshi said, no, I am, therefore I think. So let us go with Ramana Maharshi, okay? Descartes is not important. He said, Descartes is a great mathematician. The Cartesian geometry comes from him. And also he is a great philosopher in a different way. He is a dualist. Descartes is a dualist. And a Newton-Descartes model of the universe is there, where God is extra-cosmic. Descartes is the proponent of extra-cosmic God. He put the God in heaven, in that model of the universe. And Newton talks about the matter, dead matter of the universe. And Descartes puts the God in the heaven. And both put together constitutes one thesis in which the matter is dead, God is extra-cosmic, God throws the laws from heaven onto the earth, and the laws are followed by the earth under the command of an extra-cosmic God. This is the philosophy which is the foundation of all theologies. The Abrahamic faiths follow, the theologies of Abrahamic faiths follow this philosophy, and the Indian theologies of Vaishnavism, Shaivism, etc., they follow more or less this philosophy. They might not have borrowed from Descartes and Newton, but what they follow can be termed like that. So, this notion that I think, therefore I am, is wrong. I am, therefore I think. Therefore, even without thinking, I know, even without thinking, I am, and I know that I am. Therefore, there is a jnanam which is through the instrumentality of mind and senses, and there is a jnanam which is direct perception. You have to use some word, direct perception, or it is also called immediate perception, in the sense that the mediate is mind and sense organs. They are not there. That's why it is immediate perception. There is an interesting word used in the Shastra. It is called Sakshibhasya. That is the jnanam. Aparoksha jnanam. Yeah. Sakshad aparoksha, not aparoksha only. But I will come to that. Therefore, that is another jnanam. Okay? By which you know yourself. Then there is the jnanam by which you know everything else. That is the Aindriyakam jnanam by which you know everything else. And Atma jnanam by which you know yourself. Now you tell me, do you have Atma jnanam or not? You have it. You concluded that you don't have it. Why you concluded, why should you conclude like that? You know why you concluded like that? Unconsciously, you have made Atma the other. Atma is the other. And you have known so many others. You have known a mountain, you have known a building, you have known brother, sister, son, daughter. You have known God, and one more God, and one more God. You have known not only God, but also Goddess, the counterpart. All that you have known. But you have not come across Atma anywhere. That's why you say you don't have Atma Jnana. So stop putting this Atma into the category of Aindriyakam Jnanam. You won't come across Atma, because Atma is yourself. And you know yourself. Is there anybody who doesn't know himself or herself? Therefore, Shankara says that much. Therefore, Atma Jnanam is with everybody. But your mind tells you, you don't have Atma Jnanam. I suggest, is there a moment when you don't have Atma Jnanam? No. You know yourself all the time, because you are yourself. And it is your mind which says that there is no Atma Jnanam. And this Atma Jnanam has to come through a pramana. That is what the mind says. Okay, I will be discussing like this for quite some time, because the topic is like that. This Aindriyakam Jnanam is of two kinds, Pratyaksha and Paroksha. So this world, this is a clock, that is a wall, this is the river, all this is Pratyaksha Jnanam. And heaven, and some damsels will be there. We know their names also. I know the entire list. So Urvashi, Apsara, Urvashi, Rambha, and Ghrutachi, Tilottama, Menaka, Tamraparni. No, Tamraparni is something else. That is something else. That is a river. Just because Strilingam it cannot be. So you know everything. But how do you know? Paroksha. I know, I have read somewhere. Paroksha. So that is also a jnanam. In fact, Pratyaksha Jnanam is, if you have Pratyaksha Jnanam, you don't get anything out of it. But if you expertise in Paroksha Jnana, then you can become a wonderful God-man, where you have to specialize in Paroksha Jnanam. That is all you have to do. Just ignore what is all around and imagine the Paroksha and go on talking about it. You are a great, there will be 100,000 devotees to you. Anyway, this Pratyaksha, when you come across things that you see with Pratyaksha, the things are either favorable or unfavorable, liked by you or not liked by you, Ishta, Anishta. Okay? Paroksha also will have both categories, because hell is also there. Hell is Paroksha. You did not visit any hell, you know. So, hell is Paroksha as of now. And therefore, hell is Anishta. Heaven is Ishta. Therefore, Paroksha has Ishta, Anishta. Pratyaksha also has Ishta, Anishta. And Ishta I should get, Prapti. Anishta I have to avoid, Parihara. Pratyaksha Ishta I should gain. Pratyaksha Anishta I should avoid. Paroksha Ishta, heaven, I should get. Paroksha Anishta, I should avoid. Therefore, Prapti and Parihara, this is our job now. So, started with Jnanam and ended where? And now, for Prapti and Parihara, what should you do? For Prapti, what you should do? Karmanupasana. Karmanupasana. Like you want to make money, work hard and get money. Suppose you want to marry a lady, do upasana of her. You are likely to get married to her. You have to do upasana. That is how people get married in any case. Now, heaven you have to get, do karma. Or do upasana of a devata, so that heaven-like loka you will go. So, whether it is this world or the other world, when you have prapti parihara, you have to do karmanupasana. Why? Because you want prapti and parihara. The Sanskrit words you are able to follow. Prapti of what? Ishta. Parihara of anishta. What is this ishta? Pratyaksha or paroksha. What is anishta? Again pratyaksha or paroksha. What is pratyaksha? Aindriyaka. Whatever is known through indriyas is pratyaksha. Mind and sense organs put together. What is known through only mind, not sense organs, that is paroksha. Mind visualizes, mind imagines. This is how the jnana operates. This jnana, there is a name for it. You have to understand about this jnana. This jnana is divisive. Because yatra anyaha anyat pashyet, divisive, fragmentary. And alpam, martyam. Alpam is petty. Martyam is perishable. It doesn't get you anything substantial or anything lasting. That is this jnana. Okay. You cannot put Brahma into this process. Got it? Then there is Atmajnanam, which you know yourself all the time. Now, you know yourself wrongly and you know yourself rightly. Nothing to do with mind and sense organs. You know yourself wrongly through avidya, or you know yourself rightly. So when you know yourself wrongly, you are karta bhokta. Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya. Vijnanamaya is karta, Anandamaya is bhokta. You are karta bhokta. And when you are doer and enjoyer. When you are doer and enjoyer, there is karma and upasana in your life. Only then it will be there. If you are not a doer and enjoyer, there will be no karma, there will be no upasana. Karma and upasana are there only for doer and enjoyer. Therefore, you know yourself wrongly as karta bhokta and therefore engage yourself in karma and upasana. Why? Because you have to again get prapti and parihara. Ishta and anishta. The story goes. That is all by knowing yourself wrongly. Suppose you know yourself rightly. You have to know yourself rightly. How to know that? You see, you know yourself. And then you ask the mind, oh mind, what do you think of myself? What is it that you suggest about myself? The mind will tell, you are a Brahmana, you are a Kshatriya, you are a Vaishya, etc. That is what the mind tells. You ignore all that. Put a na before all that. Get the information from the mind and negate all of it. Because the mind, it is superimposing its own vasanas upon you. Therefore, you just take away all that is suggested by the mind. And then the sense organs are there. The sense organs suggest that you are black, white, that you are tall, short, that you are fat or famished, that you are male, female, or whatever. So this is how the sense organs suggest about you. Take all that information from the sense organs and negate it. Then what is left of the self? You are left with a self that cannot be described either by the mind or by the sense organs. But still you are left with a self. That self, just because it cannot be described by the mind or the sense organs, don't think that it is some vague thing. It is not vague. In fact, nothing can be more solid, nothing can be more tangible than your true self. You are that now and here. But do not attribute anything suggested by the mind and sense organs to yourself. Totally detach yourself from what all is suggested by the ignorant mind and the silly sense organs. Ignore all that. And then know yourself. What is difficulty in that? Should not be difficult. No, we will do it in the future. You are not going to do anything in the future. Either you do it now or never. Now or never. No, we have to consult the Siddhanti for a muhurtam, and then we will do it. Areyappa, you got it all wrong. What muhurtam are you talking about? So, now or never. So, you know yourself as what? As nothing in particular. That is called nirvishesha atma. You know yourself like that. What is the difficulty in it? Can you not know yourself as nirvishesha atma? You know yourself. So, I am the attributeless myself, true self. Know yourself. What do you mean by attributeless? Whatever attributes the mind suggests, you reject all of them, you negate all of them. Whatever attributes the sense organs suggest, you negate all of them. Whatever attributes the family, the society suggest, negate all of them. Whatever attributes the vasanas that you have in mind, these vasanas inherited from the society, you have not discovered anything yourself. You just inherited. Thought patterns are inherited. You inherit a dozen things from different places and pose as a pandit or a scholar. That is not scholarship. Therefore, negate all of that. Every single attribute suggested by the mind, the sense organs, the family, and the society. Negate all of that. Then what is left? Whatever is left. Nothing is left. Who says that? There must be somebody to say nothing is left. That somebody is left. If it is not somebody, then it is something that is left. Sheshaha. Did you hear the word Sheshaha in the literature? That is the Sheshaha. Sishyate Shesha Samujnaha. What remains, when you negate everything else, it is called Shesha. Shesha is the name of God, you know that. Anyway, so you remain. Nirvishesha Atma. Now you tell me that Nirvishesha Atma, does it have any likes and dislikes? No. Does it have any attachments and aversions? No. Is it, should it get something? No. Should it get rid of something? No. Therefore, karma and upasana are irrelevant. And in knowing yourself, what pramana are you talking about? Where is the pramana? Thank God there is no pramana. Because if you put in pramana, you have measured. It becomes limited. But then Shastra is there. Shastrantu antyam pramanam. What about Shastra? Good. Shastra, I told you, whatever the mind suggests, negate it. That is Shastra. Whatever the sense organs suggest, dismiss it. That is Shastra. Whatever the family and society suggest, just dump it. That is Shastra. Therefore, I started by putting the Shastra in its place. Baitho idhar. Hey Shastra, don't make noise, sit there. And then I have shown a place for the Shastra. Did I include Shastra or did I dismiss Shastra? I have included Shastra. This is the only difference between Shankara and Buddha. Buddha is Atmavadi as much as Shankara is. Shankara accommodated Shastra. Buddha, he said, I don't need Shastra to dismiss. In fact, first I dismissed and arrived here. Therefore, I don't need Shastra to dismiss. In fact, Buddha was a Hindu, a Vaidika, and he got the Upanishads with him. And then using the Upanishads, he dismissed everything. and he arrived at. So it's only a matter of language. Shankara, he too dismissed everything. You look at Nirvana Shatkam or Dashashloki, he too dismisses everything. He needed 10 verses to complete the dismissal. That much dismissal he has done. In that everything he dismissed. Your Guru also he dismissed. Na Gurur naiva shishyaha. That also he dismissed. He dismissed everything. And then arrived at the truth. And yet he accommodated the Shastra by saying that the Shastra helped me to dismiss. Athata adesho neti neti. That is the instruction. Adeshaha upadeshaha. That is the instruction. What? Neti neti. Negative understanding is the highest understanding. And so Buddha said, Buddha did not want to pay any respect or any credit he did not want to give to Shastra and all that. There is a reason for that. There is a historic reason. Because at the time of Buddha, in the name of Vedas and in the name of the mandate of the Vedas, there was so much violence being committed, so much wild grass like Karmakanda has proliferated. He wanted to put an end to all this, and therefore he has dismissed it totally. Therefore, that is the difference between Buddha and Shankara. Anyway, so I am looking at the field of jnanam, yatra nanyat pashyati. Am I done with it? I am not yet done with it. But I will come to it again. Maybe for the present that should be all right. Then let us come to the next one. Atmaivedam sarvam, Brahmaivedam sarvam. So, the issue of knowing, I am not yet done. Really speaking, there is so much in my chest. So, but then I have to find a moderate way of presenting it. So, I conclude by saying, this anyaha anyat pashyati is there. In that, there is a process of knowing. The process of knowing. It is called the mechanical process of knowing. Because knowing the way you know, the other knows the other. You see, I went back. I said Atmavedam Sarvam, but again I went back. Because this Atmavedam Sarvam, I cannot do it in 10 minutes, I will do it freshly. So, you see, when you know, the other knows the other. The subject knows the object. In that, there is a mechanical process involved. How? Like Ayangataha, this is a pot. So the pot has to reflect sunlight. Then only you say Ayangataha. Otherwise, if it is sitting in the dark, you are sitting with wide open eyes, nothing happens. No knowledge happens. Therefore, the light has to fall on the pot and it has to be reflected by the pot. And the reflected light falls upon the retina. And then on the retina, it falls in the opposite direction. The part which is sitting here above like this outside, on the retina it will be like this. And then it produces the electrical sensations. There are cells in the retina, they call it rods and cones. That is the name given to them. Because these optical cells, some of them are in the form of rods, like cylindrical rods, and some of them are in the form of cones. That must be the situation. And therefore, they produce electrical sensations. That is alternating current. That is pulses. They produce pulses. Millions of pulses they produce. And they travel through the nerves. There are channels to convey these pulses to the brain. They go to a particular center in the brain, somewhere inside the brain. And there, all these pulses of electricity are integrated. Because in a fraction of a second, millions of pulses arrive. And all these pulses, they don't constitute any knowledge. They have to be integrated. So, it is called transformation. You see, 1,000,000 pulses have to be transformed into a single cognition. That is the transformation. A similar thing is done in the instruments also. You know MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. In that, so the person's one particular part of the body is being examined by the instrument. And so the instrument, it throws a radiation upon that particular part of the body in a magnetic field, and then the reflected radiation is collected. And the reflected radiation is in the form of millions and millions of dots of information, because every ray is a dot in the detector, and millions of dots will be coming for every second, and they all have to be integrated, brought together in the form of a spike. That is how MRI reading happens. So this is called transformation. Outside in the instruments, it is a mathematical process. And a scientist by name Fourier is the scientist. He gave the mathematical background for this transformation, by which the machines do the calculations and transformation, and they give you the image. So to begin with, it is a huge pile of pulses, but at the other end of the transformation you find an image. That is MRI. Similarly here also, a very large number of pulses, they reach the brain manages to transform all this jumble of pulses into a meaningful idea. And the name of the idea is part. Okay? Now where is the part? Outside or here? It is here. Then what is outside? There is nothing outside. That is Shunyavada. Why you say nothing outside? In the box of the example, there is clay outside. That is Vedanta. Vedanta is Astivadinaha. They are not Nastivadinaha. Clay outside is there. So Mrittiketyeva Satyam. Therefore, this is the mechanical process of knowing. In this mechanical process of knowing, there is the knower and the known division. And now, having understood the so-called pramana, means the buddhi, the mind is the pramana, the sense organs are the pramana, means they help you in the mechanical process of knowing, and then you get the knowledge, right? So, in that knowledge, there is division. In this knowledge, in this mechanical process of knowing, the knower and the known rise together. And they set together also. Then, you see, what is Atma? Atma is neither the knower nor the known. Atma is that in which the knower-known duality rises. And Atma is again that into which the knower-known duality resolves. They say, they call it like a sink. In physics also they use the word sink. So when something has to be dumped, that is the sink. And from that you take out again. So this Atma is the sink, from which the knower-known duality arises in this mechanical process of knowing, and into which the knower-known duality sinks. Now, you see, Atma is the background reality is the Atma. And it is the mechanical process of knowing which brings out this division of knower and known. And there is a name for that mechanical process of knowing. The name is mind. cognitive mind, to be more precise. Therefore, this cognitive mind, it splits itself into the knower and the known. What you call the known, ayangataha, known, where is it? In the mind. And the knower, the limited person, that who knows the part, where is he? In the mind. Both are in the mind. Both the knower and the known are in the mind. What are they in the mind? If both are in the mind, then what are they? I suggest what you call the ayangataha is an idea in the mind. And it's a word, again in the mind. Word is also speech and mind are together, in tandem they work. Therefore, what you call known is an idea associated with a word in the mind. And what is a knower? Again another idea associated with a mind, with a word, again in the mind. Therefore, both knower and known are in the mind. They are mere ideas associated with a corresponding word. The truth of Atma you don't find in that field. You don't find in that field. Because that field, which consists of the knower and the known, is entirely mental field it is, and you don't find the truth in that. It is transient, changeful, and the knower changes, the known changes. You don't find the truth in that. The truth is the background reality of the pure knowingness, in which there is no mechanical process of knowing, which is free from the mechanical process of knowing. Yatra nanyat pashyati. The knowingness that is free from the mechanical process of knowing, into which the knower-known duality created by the mechanical process of knowing resolves, from which the mechanical process of knowing brings out the knower-known duality. That underlying knowingness, in which there is no knowing. The knowingness doesn't know. In knowing, there is no truth. Because knowing is mechanical process of knowing, there is no truth in it. Therefore, the knowingness which doesn't know, when you abide as the pure knowingness, you are knowingness only. You are not knowing anything. Or you are knowing something also. If you are knowing something, there is already duality in it. Therefore, the knowingness, the very matrix of knowing, in which there is no knowing, that is yourself. And therefore, my suggestion is, never try to know yourself. Then how should I know myself? By being yourself. You need not know yourself. Then just be yourself. Therefore, just be yourself, be humble, stop attributing all kinds of things to yourself, just be yourself. It is very simple, just be yourself. But it is neither difficult nor easy, but very simple. Just be yourself. And don't try to flaunt pramana and all that. And pramana has only a negative role to play in dismissing all kinds of superimpositions, nothing more than that. You are that, where even the pramana cannot penetrate. Yatra vedaha aveda bhavanti. So you are that, where even the pramana falls back. Aprapya manasa saha. So that being that shines as the knowing, in which there is no doing, in which there is no mechanical process of knowing, Again, that being, it shines as knowing, in which there is no question of knowing something other than yourself. Means in which there is no mechanical process of knowing at all. That being, that you are, and therefore just be. Om Purnamada Purnamidam